via satellite from Washington, where over 6,000 delegates have gathered to celebrate 100 years of Red Cross service. Join us as the American Red Cross gets ready for a new century.
Finally, the big moment is here. Constitution Hall is packed. There is hardly an empty seat in the House. In fact, most Red Cross staffers are watching this on television in various parts of the city. The registration for this centennial convention has been beyond everybody's expectations. The final count is 6,138 delegates. And with that many people at a party, it is bound to be a rouser.
We are Up With People, and we are very, very happy to be here with you today to help all of you celebrate the first 100 years of the American Red Cross. Your host for today's activity is someone that is recognized throughout the world for the role that he plays on one of the most popular television shows in America, M.A.S.H. No other TV show so consistently reflects throughout the world the many, many services that the Red Cross provides during times of conflict. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud and pleased to present to you one of M.A.S.H's most endearing stars, Jamie Farr.
As Jimmy Durante used to say, I wear these glasses for two reasons, reading and fighting. Gee, I was real nervous before coming out here. I asked the stage manager how much longer before I go on. He said, just 5 more pints, Mr. Farr. As I was donating my blood backstage, I asked the doctor, I said, just how long has the Red Cross been in operation? I must have a strange blood type because he explained it to me in dog years. The Red Cross arranged for my transportation out here, and I went first class, and I didn't know what that meant until the school bus showed up. I haven't had this much fun since the Henry Kissinger, Carol Burnett wine and cheese tasting party. That's when I found out the Red Cross is only second to the National Enquirer in drawing blood. So today, I'm going to ask you to sit back, relax, and feel good about your own commitment to this Red Cross spirit. You're going to be hearing some serious messages about the role of the Red Cross in today's society and in the society of the future. And you'll be meeting some special people who have shown in a dramatic way what it means to be prepared for an emergency. But above all, we're going to celebrate. So to put us in that mood, here's Up With People.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, we're all gathered here today to celebrate the same thing. The past 100 years of the American Red Cross. Well, now it's time to look to the future. And when you think of the future, we all often think of children. Children now and those yet unborn who will one day inherit the kind of earth that all of us decide to leave for them.
Somewhere in the world a child is born. He starts to cry, and he's on his way. And someone holds his tiny little form and is heard to say, there's gonna be another day, and it's not so far away. There's gonna be another spring. There'll always be another song to sing. We're gonna see. There's gonna be another day. When we come to a river that's too wide, we'll build a bridge to the other shore.
When we come to a wall that's too high, we'll build a door.
Yeah, we'll build a door. There's gonna be another day, and it's not so far away. There's gonna be another spring. There'll always be another song to sing. We're gonna see. There's gonna be another day. There's gonna be another day, and it's not so far away. There's gonna be another spring. There'll always be another song to sing. We're gonna see. There's gonna be. There's gonna be another day, and it's not so far away. There's gonna be another spring. There'll always be another song to sing. We're gonna see. There's gonna be.
Another day.
A child is born.
There's gonna be another day.
Think about living in the year 2000. Do you think about what it could be? Like a robots and androids doing our work, feeling young at 93. Or will you take your honey to the moon for a little vacation spree? Or maybe we'll dance to digital music at a disco under the sea. One day, next century, when now is yesterday. 2000 plus 1 is just a few years away. It's just a few short years
The Red Cross is privileged to have as its honorary chairman the President of the United States. 100 years ago, in the days of Clara Barton, that honorary chairman was James A. Garfield. Today, it's Ronald Reagan. We are deeply honored to have with us today, representing the President and honorary chairman, the Vice President of the United States, George Bush. Now, and this is for truth. Now, the Secret Service requests that during his presence you all remain in your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President of the United States, Mr. George Bush. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Farr, and it's a great, great pleasure to be here. I assume that there's a lot of people out there. I can't see one of you because of these lights, but it was certainly a very warm reception, and I'm indeed happy to be here today representing the President, President Reagan, in this commemorative ceremony. De Tocqueville wrote of the American spirit of volunteerism, the propensity of one American to help another. And he might well have had the Red Cross in mind. As the largest nonprofit health and human service organization in the entire United States, the American Red Cross, since its founding by the great humanitarian Clara Barton, has relied for these past 100 years on a not-so-secret ingredient for success, the Red Cross volunteer. And we see that volunteer every day of our lives. He or she is our neighbor, working selflessly, tirelessly, to help mankind and to relieve human suffering. And that spirit of volunteerism, strong throughout our history, is growing every single day. The Red Cross and its volunteer service is with us in times of major disaster, when the going is at its toughest, and the lives and homes of our fellow citizens are on the line. And through the Red Cross, volunteer blood donors demonstrate their concern for others by ensuring that blood is available to whoever needs it, whenever it's needed. The Red Cross serves as an independent agency for communications and assistance between the American people and our armed services. Internationally, and I had some personal experience with this when I was your ambassador at the United Nations, the Red Cross gives us a chance to reach out to the world, not simply government to government, but people to people. In response to the recent Italian earthquake, for example, humanitarian gifts from American citizens through this Red Cross totaled over $1 million. And finally, we have our Red Cross Health and Safety courses, a program built on the premise that preventive care on the part of individual trained citizens is the fastest route to saving lives in times of emergency. We saw this program, along with the Red Cross Blood Donor Program, in dramatic operation, and some aren't aware of this, just this past March 30th, when they touched the lives of President Reagan and the people around him. When Dr. O'Leary held his first briefing for the press, and I'll never forget that very reassuring and dramatic press conference. When he held that first briefing, shortly after the president came out of surgery, he was asked where the transfused blood used during the operation came from. And he answered, this is a quote, "The Red Cross has a regional center nearby, and we have all the blood we need within minutes." It's no... It is no overstatement to say that the recovery of the President and Press Secretary Jim Brady, our great friend, could not have been possible without the timely help given by the Red Cross Volunteer Blood Donor Program on that day. And the world also witnessed, as those agonizing moments were played and replayed on the television screen, how Red Cross training played a truly vital role in providing life-saving sustenance to Jim Brady, to Secret Service Agent McCarthy, and to Police Officer Delahanty. Two men could be seen giving first aid to the wounded lying on the sidewalk that day. Two men who were there with the training to know what to do when needed. How come? Thanks to the American Red Cross. And there, giving first aid one-on-one were Gary Henson, an electrician at the Washington Hilton, and David Ostermeyer, an accountant for aid for the Agency for International Development. Both saw what had happened. They rushed in to do what they were trained to do. Typical of thousands of incidents that occur each year, unheralded instances, but thousands that occur each year in which Red Cross trained people help save the lives of others. It's fitting that I ask Mr. Henson and Mr. Ostermeyer to come forward to receive the Red Cross's highest life-saving award, their Certificate of Merit, after which I'll ask Dr. Holland to come forward to receive on behalf of the great organization that he serves the commemorative medal struck by virtue of an act of Congress honoring the proud history of a country, but also a proud history of a century of dedicated service by the American Red Cross to the American people, and indeed people throughout the world. On March 30th, 1981, at the time of the attempted assassination of President Reagan, Mr. Henson, Gary Henson, trained in Red Cross first aid, responded to provide the immediate first aid for Messrs. McCarthy, Delahanty, and Brady, victims of gunshot wounds. Mr. Henson assisted in controlling the bleeding of the three persons cited above. He continued his efforts until medical assistance arrived. Without doubt, the use of first aid by Mr. Henson saved the victims' lives. And for this act of mercy, Mr. Henson has been named to receive the Red Cross Certificate of Merit. This is the highest award given by the American Red Cross to a person who saves or sustains a life by using skills and knowledge learned in a volunteer training program offered by the Red Cross in first aid, small craft, and water safety. Their certificate bears the original signatures of the President of the United States, Honorary Chairman, and Jerome H. Holland, here with me, Chairman of the American Red Cross. This action exemplifies the highest ideal of the concern of one human being for another who is in distress. Congratulations, Mr. Henson. Inasmuch as the citations are almost identical, let me simply summarize as I present this citation to David Ostermeyer. And here just brief on it. After determining the victim was in danger of bleeding to death, Mr. Ostermeyer applied direct pressure to the wound. He continued his efforts throughout the ambulance ride to the hospital. Without doubt, the use of first aid by Mr. Ostermeyer saved the life of Mr. McCarthy, the U.S. Secret Service, who had been wounded by a gunshot wound. And so for this act of mercy, he has been named to receive the Red Cross Certificate of Merit, and we're delighted to present it to you, sir. Now the special part of this program, to present this very special, and in these days of things, what do you call it, when something is really worth something. But this, Washington is full of medals, all kinds of things, but this is a solid gold medal, and it gives me great pleasure to present this high award to Brud Holland, the head of the Red Cross.
To honor the centennial celebration, we've put together a few songs from the Red Cross past and future, which we hope will capture the spirit of the Red Cross and what it has come to mean to the many thousands of people which it has served throughout its 100-year-long history.
American
sense of satisfaction for a memorable moment of recognition. Then keep on holding your breath because we're going to blow out some birthday candles. I mean, who ever heard of a birthday party without a birthday cake? So today, thanks to the heroic effort of the AFL-CIO Food and Beverages Trades Union and the Baker Confectionery and Tobacco Workers International Union, represented today by Mr. Robert Harbrandt and Mr. Graydon Tetrick, we have some kind of a cake. You can see it right over here. It's 3 feet by 4 feet, and it weighs 75 pounds. Keep cutting, sir. You have 3,000 pieces.
Dr. Holland, if there is one birthday wish that I think is on all of our hearts today, it is that our second 100 years we find ourselves prepared and willing to take on the challenges that will confront us. I think this is a happy birthday, and I believe we are ready for the new century. Jamie, have a piece of cake.
Nice and moist. Okay, now to put it.
Well, it happened just this morning as I was walking down the street. A milkman and a postman and a policeman I did meet. There in every window and in every single door, I recognize people I never noticed before. Up with people, you meet them wherever you go. Up with people, they're the best kind of folks we know. If more people were for people, all people everywhere, there'd be a lot less people to worry about and a lot more people
Our Red
who
Cross
care.
Centennial Birthday Party is almost over, but we all know that endings are also beginnings. And for the American Red Cross, this is the official beginning of a brand new century, one that we're certain will have more challenges than the last, and we're just as certain that those challenges will be met. I hope that you've enjoyed the party. It's been quite a week for us in Washington, and we've been delighted to share some of the highlights with you. I'm Rhea Lycan, saying goodbye for now, and once again, happy birthday, Red Cross.
Up with people, they're the best kind of folks